Alright, welcome back to Kamen Rider Review, episode 252. Yeah, we're officially back with Kamen Rider 01. Very briefly, then we're going on break. We're here discussing episodes 19 and 20 of Kamen Rider 01. So, this is kind of weird though, because we have sort of a brand new story arc, and this first episode title is kind of in a way, like, literally the same title as the first episode of the series. For I am a president and a Kamen Rider. It is very similar to the opening episode's title. I do not know the reason for this. It is like, I've never heard of a series doing this before where, like, yeah, let's begin a brand new story arc. We're having the opening title of the arc be literally this almost the same exact title as the opening episode. Here's the opening episode title. I am a president and a Kamen Rider. Episode 17. It is I, the president and a Kamen Rider. And also, apparently, like, we're going to get this again soon. So, basically, the president, Zaya, proposes for his takeover bid to do a competition. A 5-round competition. The thing is, if Zaya wins, they buy out the company. If of course Hidden Intelligence wins, he leaves him alone. And the first round is flower arranging. Yes, flower arranging. And they show the products of Zai Enterprises, where it's similar to the stuff with the hammock ear, except it was like a little earpiece. And they all wear glasses like they're having Google glasses, and I thought this was really weird. So, first round, flower setting. Yep. Also, we have a new villain, kind of, who makes I can tell it's a woman based on the way they speak. Mm-hmm. Yeah, where they've been creating this. Of course, also 17 is debut of a new writer form. We'll get to that. Yeah, the person doesn't speak yet per se, but it sounds like a woman. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Hinabi's alive, and he spends a lot of these few episodes just, well, how should I put this? So he's in Aim's custody, and he's questioned about certain stuff. We'll get to that. So, and like, oh, the Flower Ranger is caught basically like, well, he kind of cheated in order to win this round. So he argues with the Hemagear, who is a flower, who basically works in a flower shop, and he pushes her down. Then she transforms into a violent Hemagear, which of course, then we have Gayu, the president of Zai Enterprises, well, Zai Japan. He transforms into Kamen Rider Thruster. Yep, Kamen Rider Thruster. And he wipes the floor with 01. Standard Toei. Gotta show off this brand new shiny toy. Let's not have it lose in his debut episode. He also has the ability to take powers, like he's borrowing the ability of, like, the Falcon, because of course the Transformers are bad. Eventually he does destroy this Valley Hemagear, of course, a new one's built. And then of course it's discovered that, yeah, the guy basically deceived her. And when of course basically Garu found out about this, like possibly his career might be over. By the way, the guy's name is Tachibana. Which I'm like, that's the name of the former mentor of the original Kamen Riders. I think it's just an Easter. I think just by sheer either. I'm sure it's probably as the writers because I think when the show came out, it was like 40. I think like 45 years. No, it was 40. Actually, I think it was like 59 years. I think it was because it started 71. So, 2000 was 40. 20 was 50. I think this is the 59th anniversary per se this particular year. Yes, so they have him do that here. So then he's violently transformed by this unnamed member of the terrorization who destroyed the previous arc, and he gets transformed and of course distracted. Eventually he's defeated, and then they have rematch, which of course Arturo loses. Yep, he loses, but he's fine with losing this round because of course they have a proper match and will compliment each other, and of course it ends up very much a friendly note. Next two-parter is who can sell the most houses? Yes, because we have a real estate one. Now, in the case of the one for the one they have for the real estate person for this one, he has a lot more screen time than Tachibana did. Yeah, he appeared a few times. He's like very angry, and then this guy is like all over this two-parter. I thought this was really cool. At one point he gets also we get the whole thing in the next two-parter with this raid right here, I think it's called, where these are riders who use the transformation used for the Hemigears when they come the corrupt version, and excuse me, where pretty much basically he transforms into the whale, destroys houses for competition, and he actually is basically causing two Hemigears to go berserk. First, it was Smile, the female Hemigear who is a real estate agent. And then, of course, they got the Carpenter one, which destroys the houses. And the last one basically is all about this very wealthy man who wants to buy a house for himself, his sons, and their families. And they had this very specific, of course, at one point, the house damaged once again by the guy who clearly doesn't understand how his job's supposed to work. So this is also what Ames finds. It's also when Fu finds out what's going on. Also, Fua does fight the president of Zaya in episode 18. That's a really good fight with him, and he takes him once again I'm gonna borrow your power, Kong, and doesn't take care of his corrupt agent. Nope. The one who's corrupted here, then, of course, also, then the choice between Smile and this other guy, and Smile wins because it was all about making his family happy, which he very much appreciates. But I think she was going to budget a buying house worth 500 million yen, and the house itself costs less than 3,000 rand. Yeah, which is nothing compared to, let's see. How much is 2,800 yen in U.S. currency? So, 2,800 yen is basically $18. Yes, $18 in U.S. currency. Yeah. But I gotta say, two really good two-parters. Looks like next two-parters can focus on a lawyer. Interesting. Very much look forward to that. Yep, I'll wait to the next one, but I did hear that, the final episode of Fire Forge just came out, so I'm going to do that next, okay? So yeah, that's pretty much it for a particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, to notifications. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.